Okay, so this is week 3, Monday. Or I'm sorry, it's week 3, Monday, semester 2 for math 6. So we're gonna work the back first, Grayson. Okay. And then we'll move to the front of this, but we'll start with the back. Okay. So looking at this right here, number 5, it says Lynn rode a bike for 20 miles in 150 minutes, or 50 minutes, right? So these are the two things, okay? Miles and minutes. So your ratio is going to be miles over minutes equals miles over minutes, okay? The reason why we have 2 of them is because they give you one set. This is the first set of fractions, right? And then it says if she rode at a constant speed, how far did she rode in 15 minutes? So here's the second fraction, right? They gave you the minutes in the second fraction, but did they give you miles? No, that's what we're trying to find, okay? So let's set this up. When you set it up, it's miles over minutes. It's going to be the one that they give you right here first. So you put 20 over 150, but you want to reduce it as much as you can, okay? I mean, even if you don't reduce it, your answer will be still the same, but if you have a lot of big numbers, it's going to be hard for you to find the actual answer, okay? So first things first, the 0 cancels. Do you see that? So you get 2 over 15. That is your fraction, okay? So you're going to do 2 over 15 equals, here's your second set of fractions. Your second set of fraction is 15 minutes. So remember, minutes is on the bottom. And then what do you put x? On top, right? So then you're going to cross multiply. So 2 times 15 equals 15 times x. 2 times 15 is 30. So then when you divide it by 15 on both sides, 15 cancel, x is by itself, and your answer is, but make sure you have the unit, 2 what? 2 miles. That's your answer right there, okay? Now, how long did it take her to ride 6 miles? So once again, you start off with the first set of fractions. First fraction is 2 over 15. This time it gives you miles. Remember, minutes are on the bottom. Miles is on top. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put that 6 right here. Now x is going to be on the denominator. Do you see that? Cross multiply. So right there. And then right here. Do you see that? 2 times x is 2x. 15 times 6 is 90. So then when you go ahead and divide it by 2 on both sides, the 2 cancels. X is now by itself. What's 90 divided by 2? Or what's half of 90? No. 45. 45 what? Is it miles or is it minutes? Minutes. Or I'm sorry, miles. Just kidding. Because you see right here it says miles, so this has to be minutes. Okay? Okay, see, I need you to sit up, please, and pay attention. I'm not going to go over the answer with you if you do not do that, okay? How fast did she ride in miles per hour? So, miles per hour. These are your unit, right? Now, she did ride initially that they gave you 20 miles in 150 minutes, right? So, we can say this is 20 miles, right? But then 150 minutes, you need to figure out how much is that in hours, right? You know that there are 60 minutes in an hour, right? 60 minute equals 1 hour, right? That's your ratio. I want to know how many hours in 150 minutes, right? So what we need to do is this part needs to go on the bottom. Do you know why? Why is that on the bottom?
That's how
So you can cancel the minutes. Do you see that? Oh, actually, no, that's not what we want. I'm just kidding. Sorry, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want. Sorry. We're gonna put 150. Or no, I think we do need to do that. Yeah, we do. 150 minutes. Just kidding. Sorry, you need to line it up. 150 minutes. This is X hours. Right? So then we're gonna go ahead and cross multiply. 60 minutes times X. And then 150, like that right there. So when I cross multiply, 60 times X is 60X equals 1 times 150 is 150, right? Divided by 60. 60 cancels, X equals, do you see how the 0 cancels? 15 over 6. Now, I don't know what 15 divided by 6 is, so you have to do this on the side. 15 and then 6, right? 6 times 2 is 12. Put a dot, put a 0. 6 times 5 is 30. So my answer here is 2.5, right? So what that means is X equals 2.5 hours, okay? So 20 miles is 2.5 hours. Do you see that? But she wants to know how many miles per hour. Per hour just means 1, right? So we want to do 20 divided by 2.5. So that do some extra math over here. So then I'm going to do 20 divided by 2.5. Which means this is going back to 5th grade. You need to go ahead and move the 0 or the decimal by 1, right? So you get another 0 in here. Do you see that? So really, you're really dividing, like, for example, 200 divided by 25, okay? Well, on the side, 25 times what is close to 200? You could do estimates. You can go, okay, well, 25 is close to being 3, right? So 3 times what is close to 20? Let's try 6. You want to try 6? 5 times 6 is 30, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that's only 150, so that's not big enough, right? So let's try maybe 25 times 8. Well, guess what? That will give you 200. So 25 times 8 is 200. Subtract. Your answer is going to be 8, okay? Jeez, this is... Okay, so 8. So then how fast did she write per hour? She wrote 8 miles per hour. This is kind of a hard question, so you're going to have to watch this video over again, okay? All right, next one. What was her pace in minutes per mile? Okay, so it's 8 miles per hour, right? Pace minutes per mile, we'll do 8 divided by 60, because this is miles and this is minutes, right? Because there's 60 minutes in an hour, right? 8 goes in here, 60 goes right there. 60 can't go into 8, so I'm going to put a 0, but you put a decimal on top. Remember that? 60 times 1 is 60. When you subtract it, you get 20. Well, I'm going to put another 0 there. 60 times what is close to 200? We can do 6 times 3 is 18, right? Then 60 times 3 is 180. So when you subtract it, you're going to get 20. Do you see that? Put another 0, put another 3. 60 times 3 is 180. Subtract it, you're going to get 20. Do you see how it just keeps repeating? So your answer for what is replaced per minute per mile, it is going to be 0.133 miles per minute, because we took the miles per hour, which is 8 miles per hour, and we divided by 60, which is 60 minutes, right? So that's your answer there. All right, that was a really hard question. So that's not an easy question there. All right, so then let's take a look at number 60, okay? The grocery store sells beans in bulk. The sign above the bean says 5 pounds for $4. So here we go, 5 pounds for $4, right? So 1 pound, I think, is a little bit under like $1 because $4 for 4 pounds will be $1 per pound, right? If it's 5 pounds for $4, it's actually 80 cents. Okay, and why do I know it's 80 cents? Because if you do 80 times 5, it's gonna give you $4. Okay. How much did the bean cost per pound? Per pound means that we want to take 4 divided by 5. Okay. 4 is how much it costs. 5 is the pound. Do you see how in this case we actually took it and flipped it? Right? Okay. When it asks how much is the cost goes on top per pound. So cost is on top. Okay, so this is on top for the numerator. Per pound, since that's second, that's going to be the denominator. Right? This is pound. Okay. So then we're going to do some math. Okay, so we're going to do on the side 4 divided by 5. Because remember, your numerator goes inside the fraction. Remember how we divide? Numerator, denominator goes on the outside, right? Can 5 go into 4? No. So you put a dot and you put a 0. 5 times 8 is 40. So how much is it going to be? It is going to be 1 pound, or you could just put 80 cents per pound. That is your answer. Okay. Your next question asks you, how many beans can you buy for $1, right? So if you know that you can do $4 for 5 pounds, then we're going to put $1 right here and put X there because we want to know how many pounds you can buy for $1, right? So then you're just going to simply cross multiply. So that crosses multiplies, and then this crosses multiplies like that. So 4 times X is 4X. 5 times 1 is 5. Divided by 4 like this. That part cancels. X is equal to 5 over 4, right? But you have to divide it. And let's try to do this over here on the side. So 5 goes inside, 4 goes on the outside. 4 goes into 5. The inside the number is big enough. So I put 1. 4 times 1 is 4. You get a 1. Well, now 1 is not enough. So you put a dot and then you put a 0. Okay. 4 times 2 is 8. 2, you put a 0. 4 times 5 is 20. Oh, perfect. You have a 0 remainder, right? So how much is it going to be? $1.25. So how many, not $1, 1.25 pounds. How many beans can you buy for $1? You can buy 1.25 pounds per dollar. Okay. Claude needs 2 pounds of beans to make soup. How much would it cost? So now instead of having 1, you have 2, right? So we're going to use the fraction. $4 is 5 pounds, right? That's your ratio. 2 pounds. I put the 2 right here on the bottom. X goes on top, right? Then we're going to cross multiply. So cross multiply there. Cross multiply there. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times X is a 5X divided by 5 on both sides. That part cancels. X equals 8 over 5. Now, to put it into a fraction is not wrong, but your teacher probably wants it in like a decimal because it's dealing with money, right? You can't say, well, 1/5 of $1. You're like, what? How much is that? So you do 8 on the inside, 5 on the outside. 5 times 1 is 5. You get a 3. 5 doesn't go into 3, so you put a dot and a 0. 5 times 6 is 30. And if you subtract it, you have a remainder of 0. So how much is it going to cost for 2 pounds? $1.60 for 2 pounds of beans. Okay. Okay, D. Dora has $10 and plan to stock up on beans. How many pounds of beans can she buy? So once again, you go back to your fraction, $4 for 5 pounds, right? It's given to you that she has $10. You put the 10 on top. Where does the X go? In the denominator, right? Now you're going to cross multiply. So 4 times X is 4X. 5 times 10 is 50. Which one do I divide? It's a number by the X. Yep, that part cancels. So X is 50 divided by 4. You got to do a little bit of work on the side, right? So 50 goes on the inside. And 4 goes on the outside, right? Okay, my computer is wigging out a little bit. Okay, so then 4 times 1 is 4. That gives you a 0, bring down, or 1, bring down to 0. 4 times 2 is 8. That gives you a 2, right? So once you have the 2 right here, well, guess what? 4 doesn't go into 2, so you put a dot, put a 0. 4 times 5 is 20, and when you subtract it, your remainder is 0. So 12.5 is your answer. So how many pounds of bean can she buy? 12.5 pounds of beans for $10. Do you see that? Okay,